Okay, going live.
Okay.
All right, everybody, welcome to today's stream and our first live tour. Very excited to have everybody here. Very excited to be here doing the live tour, the Memorial Day tour. I'm X1 the Gamer. I'm joined by the one and only General Mort. General Mort, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
Excited to be here. Excited to share it with the community.
Yeah, everybody in chat, we're just gonna go through the tour with you. For those of you that are registered, you can follow along. If not, we did get some questions, so I thought it'd be good to go over some of those questions. General Moore, how long do people have to do the tour if they're registered?
They do have 24 hours, so you guys don't have to do it right now. You can do it later if you want. You can also do it. You have a little bit of time tomorrow. Not a lot of time, but everybody has 24 hours once it starts. So by 10 a.m. tomorrow, it'll be closed.
Yep, there you go. So 24 hours, everybody. You can go along with us. You can do it with us. So should we get started? Should we jump into the first location?
Yeah, let's get it, man.
All right, so let's come over here, and these are World War I monuments, which is interesting. A lot of times for Memorial Day, we forget about World War I. We normally do World War II, I think is, closer to us, closer to our generation. So it's very exciting. Let's head to the first tour, or the first place. It's just an overview of Memorial Day here, of World War I. Today's tour honors great sacrifices of Allied forces, and through each memorial we visit today, we remember that these great people gave for their country. Throughout the tour, expect to see a variety of treasures and piñatas. All participants will also earn the Army Tour Explorer for completing the tour. Now let's get started. Please head over to the first location, 281 9th Avenue. 281 9th Avenue. Let's take a look at 281 9th Avenue, everybody. So there'll be piñatas today, correct?
I believe there's one piñata. So you may come away with lots of epics.
Hey, sorry, chat. What was the location of the first 281? What was it? My bad. We're going to have to look again. Sorry.
9th Avenue.
9th Avenue. There we go. Okay, 281 9th Avenue. Let's head there. Look, there's already a bunch of explorers there. Very cool. Welcome, everybody, for being here on the tour.
Look at all of them. Very exciting.
And we did get a treasure hunt there, which is cool.
We're on our way.
So what is... let's check out 281 9th Avenue. What is 281 9th Avenue?
Oh. You might have to send it again, David, because... I don't think it's going to give you the pop-up if you don't collect the treasure.
Oh, really? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Shoot. Did I just mess everything up?
Nah, you'll be fine.
Do we have to send away and come back, maybe?
Maybe try that, yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's treasure here. Should I just say treasure?
Yeah, if it pops up.
See if it pops up. Nope. Let's see if it gave it to me. Sorry, everybody. Let's see if it did open up our next location. It did not. Okay, I'll send away and then come back. How does that work? Well, what is our first location?
Our first location is the Chelsea Park Memorial.
Oh, very cool.
It's a beautiful memorial in Chelsea Park. Features one of the Doughboy statues. There are a ton of them in New York, actually, and a lot of these are World War One monuments. It's just in general a lot of World War One monuments in New York, which I think is pretty interesting.
Did I just break? I think I just broke the tour, everybody.
Maybe try reloading the app. That might fix
Okay.
it.
Yeah, let's log out, log back in. We're gonna go full cam here, just on me, everybody. Sorry, 1 second. We'll be right back. Here we go. You guys can look at me as I just don't want you to see my login. Anybody do anything? General Moore, do you have anything? Any fun plans for today, Memorial Day?
Yeah, we're gonna have a barbecue, have some friends over. Just like kind of crazy considering it's like starting to feel like a little bit of post-COVID life.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Finally getting to do stuff with people,
Yeah, no, I agree. There we go, and we're back up, everybody. So when you do this tour, make sure you hit go to treasure chest, or else it will not count. There it is, baby. We got the
right.
army helmet.
The beautiful army helmet. Showering you with epics. Great work, David.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that is our first location, 291 Chelsea. What was it? Chelsea, a Doughboy.
The Chelsea Park Memorial. Yes, it is the Doughboy. So if you head back into the treasures and go ahead and view.
Yeah, there it is, everybody. It's a 14-foot tall granite steel bronze Doughboy soldier on display. This memorial stands in the heart of working class district and serves as a tribute to soldiers who served in World War I. The term Doughboy was popularized during World War I and referred to U.S. troops deployed to Europe as part of the American Expeditionary Forces. I can't read that in World War I. Expeditionary, there it is. Forces in World War I. There we go. Next location is 8th Avenue. Let's head there together, everybody. 8th Avenue.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Doughboy statues, or the term Doughboy, I guess, is like pretty unknown as to where it came from. Like some people think it's because of what the soldiers ate during World War One. They ate some sort of like combination of like doughy rations, or it was like doughy flour and rice cooked over a fire. Some people think it's because of what they wore when they arrived in Europe. But nonetheless, all of them are referred to as doughboys for whatever reason. So apparently there are over 100 World War One commemorative statues across the U.S. that feature doughboys as a part of their memorial.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. What's crazy about So when you think of World War I, too, it's trench warfare, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. It was the first and last full trench warfare. Have you seen the movie 1917?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It will blow your mind. It's on World War I, and it's really good. Just follows a group of guys through. But the trench warfare was terrible.
Oh yeah, it's truly. I mean, you could just die just being there.
Yeah, just diseases. So 8th Avenue. We just got here. We collected our reward. Let's take a look and see where we're at on the next tour of our Memorial Day special. Whoops, I hit collections. I apologize.
We don't get to play the game, David. So
I know. This is the Ambingen Square Doughboy. Check that out. Another Doughboy memorial.
Mm-hmm. I think this is it's the second of many on this tour. There's a lot of Doughboy memorials, as I mentioned before, but you want to go ahead and read the copy there.
Yes, this was commissioned by the Jefferson Democratic Club. The Abingdon Square Doughboy was dedicated in 1921, and the unveiling was attended by some 10,000 people to honor the soldiers from Greenwich Village in World War I. Very cool.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of people. A lot of people used to come to these commemorations. I mean, just kind of doing the research and checking out all these different memorials. I mean, thousands and thousands of people would come and just honor these soldiers, which is kind of crazy to think these days. It doesn't really seem like we kind of have that same. I mean, obviously we didn't have any world wars recently, which is thankfully, but a lot of these statues are really important to a lot of people, and some of them are over 100 years old at this point. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, that is crazy. Over 100 years old. I mean, 1921 is exactly 100 years old for this one. And how many people walk past it and don't even realize what it is?
Exactly. Like they don't give it a second thought. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, no, true. All right, let's head to our next place on the Memorial Day tour.
It's 2 East 67th Street.
2 East 67th Street. For those of you, if you've registered for the tour, you have to have registered to participate. But if you've registered and it's not working, just restart the app, load back in, and resend to the first property. Make sure you do click on Collect the Treasure. If you don't if you do not click it, it just won't work. It won't go through the tour for you. So 2 East, what was it again?
67th Street.
67th Street. Ooh, we're heading all the way across town here. 2 East 67th Street. Sending over there now. We got the next one. Let's collect our treasure real quick. I like these little helmets, too. These are like Doughboy helmets.
Yes, exactly.
Now, everybody that completes this tour will be able or will receive a Block Explorer, correct?
Yes, the Army Tour Block Explorer. So if you guys haven't checked it out, it is up there on the Medium post. So if you go to Discord, you can check it out. Pretty cool. I'm pretty psyched for you guys to get your hands on it. This is a pretty awesome memorial, and the location of it is actually in Central Park. It's right across the street from this location. This is the closest I could get. But this is actually one of my favorites on the tour.
This is the 107th Infantry Memorial. Oh yeah, that one. Look at that. That's a cool statue.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's pretty neat.
So the 107th Infantry Memorial in Central Park is a homage to the members of the 107th Infantry who lost their lives during World War I. Sculptor Carl Morningstar Lava drew from his experience serving as a sergeant with the 107th as inspiration for its iconic design. The bronze sculpture sits atop a 25-foot wide-stepped granite base and depicts a small troop advancing from a wooden thicket in Central Park as if they were mounting a charge.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty rad looking memorial, especially kind of where they placed it in Central Park, where it actually does kind of look like they are emerging from a thicket. Apparently it costs about $60,000 to build, which is kind of a lot of money. You think about that back in 1927, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the sculptor, Morningstar Ilava, I think is his name, worked with foundry experts in Italy to have these bronze figures cast. And apparently this memorial specifically commemorates the Battle of the St. Quentin Canal on September 29th, in 1928. And the goal of the battle was actually to break through Germany's heavily guarded Hindenburg line. And the mission was obviously successful, and the Allied forces breached the line in the face of heavy resistance. And this was like a pretty big turning point in the war.
Wow. Pretty
awesome.
Wow, very cool. There you go, right in the middle of Central Park. Has anybody in chat been there? Has anybody been to this memorial? Let us know in chat. 3962 Broadway is the next stop on our tour.
Let's get it. Onward.
Nothing popped for me. Oh, I got to send there. That's why. Hold on. We got to send. I'm an idiot. There we go. Treasure chest found. Another one.
Don't talk about yourself like that, David.
It's about... So Happiness says 60,000 at the time for that statue is about 900,000 USD in 2020.
Wow.
Happiness by the acre. Thank you very much. That is a lot of money. All right.
Graham, if you're not getting the picture, make sure to head into the treasures tab, and if you click on the hunt itself, you should be able to see all the locations, which will have the cards and the images and stuff.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this. Is on Broadway. Let's take a look at this next memorial. We're almost through it. This is the Washington Heights Inwood War Memorial. Very cool. The Washington Heights Inwood War Memorial is an impressive monument that stands in the middle of Mitchell Square in Manhattan. Designed by esteemed sculptor Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney, it depicts two soldiers, one kneeling and one standing, supporting a third slumping comrade in battle. Dedicated in 1922, this memorial is dedicated to the men in Washington Heights and Inwood who gave their lives in service during World War I. Whitney was an active participant in the war relief effort, which she drew upon as inspiration for the monument. With a circular granite pedestal, this memorial features 20 Bronze Star-shaped plaques listing the 357 locals who died during their service.
Yeah, this Gertrude chick, she was pretty bad. She did some cool stuff. She dedicated a ton of resources to the war effort, and she actually established and maintained an operational hospital for wounded soldiers in. I'm gonna pronounce this incorrectly. I think it's Julie, in the northwest of France. And while she was there, basically serving, she was making drawings of the soldiers. She had like some previous experience in art, but most of her other stuff was less realistic. So she was kind of taking the realism of war and trying to capture that, and then that's what she used as inspiration for these for a bunch of these memorials, not just this one, but she designed a bunch of them.
Very cool.
Throughout,
What's amazing is most of the sculptors that we've been through so far were heavily involved in the war. It's not like they were sitting back and like did their own interpretation. A lot of it comes from their own experience in World War I.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes these so special, is they are not designed from some outsider perspective. These are from people who are actually actively involved and were there.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome everybody to today's stream. We're just going through our Memorial Day tour. Glad you guys could join us. Glad you could be with us. Just hanging out, having fun, going through the tour together. What's our next address, General Mort?
Let me grab it for you. Next is looking like it is 1557 Broadway.
Look, a lot of people are over here already. It's super fun to hang out with you guys and do this together. Let's head over. 1557 Broadway. We got a piñata.
In chat, Duster, if you're having problems that says you can't send from another city, you'll have to hop on a bus, or sorry, either a train or a plane, and head over to Manhattan in order to participate in the tour, and then it should work for you. Oh, get ready to tap.
Just gotta tap my piñata, baby. Tapping that piñata. Oh yeah, look at dude. This is mouse skills. I practice every day.
You know, this looks like it's way harder on PC than it is on mobile. That thing is bouncing all across your screen. Great job clicking, David.
Thank you very much. That's what's fun about these tours. Okay, let's head over. Let's check out this location. This is over 5057 Broadway. Is the Father Duffy Square. The Father Duffy Square. Check out that memorial. What a cool statue. Seated in the northern triangle of the historic Times Square in Manhattan, Father Duffy Square is an homage to famed chaplain Father Francis P. Duffy, who served in New York's Fighting 69th Infantry Regiment. The massive monument stands 50 feet tall, weighs in at a whopping 8 tons, and depicts Father Duffy standing in front of a granite Celtic cross, facing his former church for eternity. After first serving in the 69th Infantry during the Spanish-American War, Father Duffy returned to their service as a lieutenant during World War I as part of the Rainbow Division. He earned a number of medals for his heroic efforts, including the Distinguished Service Cross, the Conspicuous Service Cross, the Legion d'Honneur, and the Cross de Guerre. Due to these accomplishments, Father Duffy is regarded as the most highly decorated cleric in the history of the U.S. Army. At the conclusion of the war, he returned to New York City to resume his duties as a pastor and continued serving his community until his death in 1932. Wow, check that out. The Father Duffy Square.
Yeah, I apologize. I have some street noise going on.
You are good. You are good.
Father Duffy also kind of badass.
Yeah. The most decorated cleric in U.S. history.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, it's funny, you read about him, and he was originally, brought on to be like an army chaplain, but his duties definitely extended way beyond that. He was actively involved, like on the battlefield, helping recover the wounded, and was frequently in the thick of battle. And when the OSS was founded during World War I, he was very involved in that whole process, and is obviously decorated for it, and is one of the most decorated army chaplains of all time. I think the most.
Very cool. Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
Check out the statue over at Broadway. Let's head to 601 West 52nd Street next, everybody. We're almost done with the tour. 601 West 52nd Street. It's cool. Look how spread. I mean, the entire of Manhattan is just filled with these.
Oh yeah. This isn't even all of them. There's a ton of them. There's actually just a ton of them.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. How many people in chat is this their first treasure hunt? Let us know. Raise your hand. Welcome to everybody who is their first treasure hunt participating in here in Upland. And let's check out today's, or let's check out this location. This is the Clinton War Memorial. First time. Look at Davis Edmonds says, I'm first time. Stephen Miranda, our pod. Tim Ward is its second time. Very cool. Greetings from Belgium, says JB. Welcome, JB. Armando. Look, everybody, a lot of people, it's your first time. Well, welcome, everybody.
Welcome, guys.
Glad we can have you on the
It's our
on the
first
tour.
tour.
It's our first tour as well. Absolutely. We could go through it together. So this is the Clinton War Memorial. Oh, this one's cool as well. The Clinton War Memorial was commissioned by the Clinton District Association in 1930 and serves as a tribute to soldiers from the neighborhood who lost their lives in World War I. The monument features yet another doughboy holding poppies in his right hand and a rifle slung over his left shoulder. The engraving on the front of the statue is an excerpt from the 1915 poem entitled In Flanders Fields. It reads, quote, "From Flanders Fields, if ye break faith with those who died, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow on Flanders Field." The poem is a reference to some 40,000 soldiers who fought in Flanders on behalf of the Allied forces in 1918.
Yeah, so this was a really popular, I say popular, but hot location for the war during World War I. And there were several battles that took place in this area. It was called the, again, I'm going to say this wrong. I think it's Ypres Salient. It's an area around Belgium that is also called Flanders Fields, and it was the site of many battles, many famous battles. Two in particular: the Second Battle of Ypres and the Battle of, again, I'm going to say this wrong, Passchendaele, I believe is how you say it. The Second Battle of Ypres is known for being the first mass use of poison gas by the German army. And if you guys do know anything about World War I, mustard gas, bad time. Chemical warfare. I mean, I believe they outlawed chemical warfare in the Treaty of Versailles following World War I because it was just such a horrific, act of war, right?
Wow.
This area was incredibly important for the Western Front during World War I and was one of the main theaters of the war during World War I.
Wow,
crazy.
That is crazy. I know I've heard of Flanders Field before. Like, it's super famous, like you said.
Yeah, I'm sure if you played any Call of Duty games or whatever.
Battlefield.
Played one of those Battlefield 1917 or whatever. Or is it Battlefield 1918? I don't remember. There's a lot of Battlefields.
It's true. McCombs Place. 44 McCombs Place is our next stop on the tour, everybody. Come and join us there. Let's collect our next treasure here. These tours are cool. They're a great way to get some up-picks. You do have to register for them. You're also going to get some Spark here for this one, I believe. Correct, General Mort?
Yes, we are going to be giving out some Spark to all of the people that complete the tour.
So that's exciting. And for everybody that doesn't know, over the weekend, we actually had our first building built in Upland on the Genesis property. So maybe we'll go.
Very exciting.
Maybe we'll go check that out at the end here. Let's check out this next location, 44 McCombs Place. This is the Colonel Charles Young Triangle Monument. Is one of two Harlem parks named in honor of the famed Colonel Charles Young. Young was just the 9th African American ever to be admitted to West Point Academy and the third and last to graduate until almost half a century later. Charles Young went on to experience an exemplary military career, commanding the 9th Ohio Volunteer Army during the Spanish-American War in 1898, and later served as an attaché to Libya during World War I. During this period, he helped reorganize the National Military Constabulary. It's things we don't use anymore. Words we don't use anymore. And was later awarded the Spienger Medal by the NAACP for his exceptional work in this role. His work ethic, leadership, and devotion to duty distinguish him as a role model for young African Americans in the face of racism and oppression. Very cool, Colonel Charles Young.
Yeah, he's got a pretty awesome history, and you guys should. I highly recommend going read a little bit more about him. But he first served in Wilberforce, Ohio, and he quickly made a name for himself. He actually took over there and was planning and teaching the new military sciences and tactics courses over there. And he actually built the program to over 100 cadets by like 1898, I think it was. And he helped establish the marching band. He was super passionate about music. And eventually in World War I, like you mentioned, he went and served as an attaché to Liberia. And he was basically helping train and command the Liberian Frontier Force. And he ultimately really distinguished himself in this battle, the Battle of Agua Caliente, where he led his men to the aid of a cavalry unit that had actually been ambushed by the enemy. So huge... African American role model for young African Americans in this time. I mean, they were not treated well during the war, and actually, I think you'll learn a little bit more about that in this next monument, which is probably actually my favorite on the tour.
Very cool. So 2301 Fifth Avenue is the next our next stop. I'm being sent all over the place here.
Sorry, did you get the next one?
Yeah. Is it 2301 Fifth Avenue?
It should be, yes, 2301 Fifth Avenue.
Spelled out Fifth or?
Just 5th. Should be.
In New York. It sent me like... Hold on. I think we're... let's zoom. Let's go back to us. We like... Our map glitched here. The game glitched on us. There we go. Okay. 2301 Fifth Avenue. There we go. I don't think that's it, but we'll send. We just have to send nearby to get the treasure, correct? I believe so.
It's odd that one's not working. Said it's the green one above the one you just sent it to, is what somebody said.
Oh, really? Let's see. There we go. Oh, is it right up here where everybody's at?
Apparently, people are saying 23015 Avenue, not 5th. And they said it worked.
Oh, okay. There it is. There it is. We had to do some investigation. We found it. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. That's so weird that it didn't just take you there.
It's way up high. There it is. Let's get our epics. This was a big boy. Very nice. So this one also has to do with African-American soldiers in World War I.
Yes.
As well. Let's check this one out. So Colonel Charles was our first. Whoops, I did it again. This is the 369th Infantry Regiment Memorial. Ooh, this one's cool. So this one is located in Central Park. The 369th Infantry Regiment Memorial is a 12-foot-high black granite obelisk that commemorates this special unit's contributions to World War I. During World War I, the United States Armed Forces were still segregated, and the 369th Colored Infantry Regiment became one of the most distinguished and famed units. Otherwise known as the Harlem Hellfighters, this New York-based regiment displayed extraordinary valor as an integral part of the 4th French Army and fought on the front lines until the time of the armistice in 1924. In honor of their heroism, 171 members of the regiment were decorated with the Cross de Guerre, Cross of War, in addition to one of their officers being recognized with the Congressional Medal of Freedom. Very cool.
Yeah, this is a pretty awesome one. I think what is super fascinating about this one, in the first place, this memorial wasn't actually built until I think like late 1990s. It was like 1998, I think. So they weren't even really officially recognized until so much longer after the war. This unit had originally intended to basically fail by the American government. In fact, they were given to the 4th French Army. It was not like, which was actually a great insult at the time, because the U.S. had made it very clear that no U.S. forces would fight for the British or the French armies. However, apparently it didn't matter when it came to the African American regiment, the 369th. But they were so badass during the war, and they really just they had such a great impact that they ended up being distinguished and famous anyways. And it's kind of crazy to think about a group of people that are willing to sacrifice so much for a country that at the time was unwilling to support them, yet they still distinguished themselves and won fame, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, very, very cool. The Harlem Hellfighters, I think is there some movies? I think there's some movies out there about the Harlem Hellfighters.
Sure yeah.
So we are on our last location, everybody. This is the Eternal Light Flagstaff. The Eternal Light Flagstaff, sculpted by Paul Wayland Bartlett in 1924. This massive ornamental pedestal was commissioned following the armistice and conclusion of World War I. This lavish monument is a tribute to United States Army and Navy soldiers who were officially received at this location after the war had ended. The pedestal was handcrafted from Milford pink granite and is inscribed with tributes to those who served in World War I, alongside the names of significant battle sites. A star-shaped luminaire adorns the top of the pole and is intended to be lit at all times as an eternal tribute to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country. The inscription reads, "An eternal light, an inspiration, and a promise, enduring peace." This star was lighted, I can't read Roman numerals, in November of 1924,
Yes.
in memory of those who have made the supreme sacrifice for the triumph of free peoples of the world. Today, we remember the great sacrifices that so many have made in service to their country. Thank you for joining us for the World War I Memorial Tour. It's an honor that we've finished it. We're done, everybody.
We did it.
It's what a great tour, General Moore. As you went through and picked, what memorials, what statues you could do here in Manhattan. I'm sure there was a ton to pick from, but these were fantastic. Which one is your favorite memorial that we went through?
I think my favorite is probably the Harlem Hellfighters. I think first off, it's such an awesome name. What a fantastic name, and I think just the story behind it is truly awesome. I also really like this last one, the Eternal Light Flagstaff. Is an eternal reminder of kind of both the great sacrifice and the atrocities of war at the same time.
Yep.
By the fall of 1918, the tides had turned in the war, and it basically became evident that the Allies were going to win. And they said that on November 11th, 1918, that the guns, quote unquote, fell silent and the fighting had ceased. But the war didn't officially end until the Treaty of Versailles, which was, I think, a couple months later. And, the authors were basically the winners, France, England, Italy, and the U.S., and they were really hard on Germany, which actually some people say is part of the reason that Germany kind of fell into turmoil and ended up kind of coming back for round two in World War II. And, I think it's kind of just really important that we always remember these things. We go back and look at them, and, I learned a lot putting together this tour and just kind of getting to see the wide breadth of them in New York City and in other places of the world. I mean, the war was almost 100 years ago, or I guess was over 100 years ago at this point. And, it's easy to forget. It's easy to not realize that those things happened. And I think that, taking the time to go through these and, learn a little bit of the history behind each one of them was a really important experience for me, and hopefully a really good experience for all of our friends and viewers and fellow Uplanders.
Well said. Well said. Absolutely. Brandon Spicer in chat says, "May we participate in many of more of these together? It's very much fun to do this all at the same time." I would agree. Thank you very much, everybody in chat, for joining us. This was our first tour, and what a great tour it was. The Memorial Day tour, a piece of history. 100 years ago, these men and women sacrificed to bring us eventually all to where we are today, right? Like the freedoms that we have today. So thank you very much, General Mort, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in chat. We appreciate it. Until next time, guys, we will see you in Upland. We'll see you in the metaverse. Have a good one, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
And by the way, guys, if you guys already haven't, make sure you get in on Discord and share your favorite war memorial with us. Tell us a little bit about what you like about it. If you have a story that's relevant, make sure to share it. You guys can definitely, or you guys will have an opportunity to win an ultra rare property in Brooklyn if you do so. So make sure you do that. If you're already done with the tour, you can always go back, check out your favorite property, take a screenshot, do something like that, and share it with us on Discord, and you guys will be entered in the drawing. So like David said, thank you all so much for joining us today. I had a really good time, and hopefully we can do this more in the future. I'm looking forward to it.